What is up, YouTube? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
See, I
Yeah.
knew it. I fucking knew it. It was gonna happen.
I have a feeling he
knew
can't
it.
hear us.
I got the same feeling because I can hear you too. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yay!
We're all good.
all right, yeah,
There we
that's
go.
fine with me.
All
what do we need? What do we need to hear that guy for?
Yeah.
We
No,
cared about his.
I can hear him, so it's fine.
Yeah, I can just talk, and I don't have to listen to you guys. Yeah, that's fun.
Just when our mouths start moving, then you can shut up for a second.
Like you're talking like you're Canadian.
Hey, that's
What
your
is
buddy.
up? Yeah, buddy. Ain't you, buddy?
That's your guy,
I can do this all fucking day. We are back. Shannon, John, how are we doing today? Feel
Wonderful.
refreshed? Feel ready to go? To give the people what they want?
Yes.
That's the spirit.
Sure.
Good job, guys. You're almost camouflaged with your wall, Shannon. With your sweater.
Yeah, we did. Well, I guess I can turn.
I'm joking. Stop.
I
Just
can turn a little
relax.
bit. We'll do that. How's
Just
that?
kidding. A little bit. Everybody get a green screen. We got to update the product of this, the production. John's ready. John has a great room.
Oh, I know.
It goes right with it. Mine, I'm stuck in Halloween all year round, but that's okay. That's just the way it is.
I think it's fine.
And soon enough, to have the Christmas tree lit up and brighten up this room. It will, so
It'll be great.
It'll be great. All right. Shameless promotions. Go to my brother's site. Go get your fishing stuff. I know it's November, but May will come soon enough, and go get your fishing stuff.
Or just go somewhere that's warm and go fishing.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, go to Florida.
I mean, I would go there, but
fuck yeah. Well, funny enough, my brother's been on his honeymoon for the past 2 weeks. Been to Mexico and Florida and whatever. So he should be back. He's going to start streaming his making of them here soon, which is pretty cool. So he'll start showing that here soon enough.
Awesome.
But news, funny enough, Dream Theater is recording their live album and Blu-ray or whatever for the Paris show. That has been confirmed.
That'll be interesting. Didn't they do one in Paris before?
They did one on Luna. Somewhere right there. It was with Mangini Park, Luna Park or something like
Luna
that.
Park. Yeah, I have that Blu-ray.
Yeah. So I have that.
Because of course I have that Blu-ray.
Of course you do.
If anyone was doubting that you would have that Blu-ray, they clearly don't know you.
I want some part of my French. I want some fucking 4K concert stuff, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
we're in the times.
I have that 4K TV sitting in the other room over there.
Where is up with the 4K? Give me some 4K, man, dude. I'll pay the $40 for it because it will be so worth it. Take Score, dude. They threw that in 4K. Holy fuck, that's a great concert.
How much is 4K recording though? I mean, it may not be lucrative enough for them to do something. I mean, in general, them just nebulous bands.
Put it like this: I can broadcast this in 4K whenever I want to. I just don't because of the frame rates. A lot of people's stuff can't take 4K. And I put it in 1080i because a lot of people are either watching on their phone or computer or something like that. I can broadcast in 4K. It is not as much as you would say maybe 5-6 years ago. I mean, Blu-rays back then was $20 to $30. 4Ks are starting to be the new Blu-rays at $30, $40, you know, steelbook type of collectors, blah, blah, blah. It uses a lot of information. A Blu-ray is 1 gig to like 1.2, 0.3. Blu-rays are like 30 to 40. There are a lot of information on it. So, you know what I mean? You do got to get your money back for what it is. Dude, people would pay so fucking much. So much. You could do a lot. They do a lot of live streams now for concerts, like on YouTube. Like Anthrax had a 1 night or 2 night. You can see the live concert and you get a copy of it, and it's in 4K, and they have Public Enemy on it. You know what I mean? They do special things like that, like 1 night stuff. So
Trivium does it like on
yeah.
Twitch. Like I think every concert is on. He streams everything on Twitch. So
yep, and I don't know. I just feel like I know a lot of the older stuff you can't. It's hard to process in 4K. You really have to take the information and put it.
Like you have to getting it digitized and up
very much.
And all that is
a lot of your older movies go to 4K. It's kind of you could just be like, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, but, and the remastering process for some of them, you can really like some of the imperfections, if you will, that were maybe hidden with the definition at the time.
Yeah,
4K exactly. just like plasters that all over. You're like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I feel like a lot of our bands that we have Blu-rays or even regular DVDs is like,
yeah.
All right, come on. Can we get to that point? And dude, if give me something in 4K, like something. But Shannon's right. The price of stuff. That's why they don't broadcast live TV in 4K yet. You know, live TV is not in 4K. They haven't done it yet, except streaming apps like HBO and Max and Discovery. They broadcast in 4K, but like your CBS, Fox, they haven't got to that point yet. But I'd like to see it one day. You know, just something like that. So
I'm sure Netflix is probably having some issues with that now too.
Yeah, with the
fight. I heard that fight was awful.
It was not a fight.
It was a one-way.
It was rigged. It was a rigged. Oh my god, it was so rigged.
Oh, I was talking about just the broadcasting. I heard that Netflix did not.
Oh, it crashed
like it was
so
constantly
many times.
buffering and all of that.
Yep, they couldn't handle it. And it's like, really? You couldn't?
But also, like, why are you gonna call out Mike Tyson? Like, you can't. That's a lose-lose battle for whoever the other guy was, right? Because it's like if you lose to Mike Tyson, you lost to a 50-something-year-old man. Like, how terrible are you at boxing? You beat him. It's like, dude, he's 50-something. Of course you beat him. He's old.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand.
It's also he's Mike Tyson. So
the baddest man on the planet. That's the label they gave him years ago. The baddest man on the planet. You beat a 60-year-old baddest man on the planet. You know?
I mean, if it was an actual fight, Mike Tyson would have taken him out in like a minute.
Oh, if he was in his 40s, he would take him out in a minute. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was just like I could see just from because I didn't watch it because I was like, well, I'll just wait till the next day to find out because I'm sure it's going to be awful, and I was correct.
I didn't watch it either. Don't even.
There were just I was like, oh, if that was the Mike Tyson that I saw in those training videos that were out,
right?
Dude would have been on his ass. But it was like, oh, hey, I can't knock him the fuck out right now because I need my $20 million. So
I heard he made some extra millions just for lasting that long, though. I heard he made, since he went over round 5, he made like $5 more million or something like that.
I mean,
the dude needed it. He needed the money.
I honestly, I mean, as much as I wanted to see Jake Paul get his ass knocked out, I can appreciate Tyson's hustle.
Sure.
for the money,
Yeah.
you know.
It was his last hurrah. So didn't go out on the high note, but he made a lot of money. That's what matters, I guess. You know.
I mean,
All right.
again, I can't fault him for it. If
I
I had
can't
an
fault him
opportunity to
either.
make money, something like that.
I hear you.
Anyway,
All right, guys. Are we ready to do this?
Let's go.
Episode 23. Lacuna Coil.
Lacuna
Yes!
Coil.
I said it right. Yeah. I was going to say, hey, John, what band is it? I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this one.
I'm gonna say it this time.
I'm going to say it. First thing on the band, they are just announced they are going on tour with Machine Head starting next year.
And
They
there's
j-
another band with them too, isn't there? Or is it just?
Yes. Of course, you would ask that.
I
Son of
would
a...
ask that because I'm a dick that way.
I saw it online the other day, and I was like, man, I'm telling you, John, you're right. You remember when you said, every time we have something with these bands, they something happens with them all the time. And I'm like, huh,
Every
it
time.
did. Yeah, every time. Nope, not that band. Not that band. Nope, not that band. Man, it just happened like a couple days ago, and it's 4 bands. I know. Machine Head, In Flames.
Oh,
That's a good Swedish kind of death thrashy band.
yeah,
I love me
they're
some
good.
In Flames. Lacuna Coil, and Unearth, which is a
Ooh.
DC band.
Yeah,
I never got into Unearth, but I might do that too.
I do. I enjoy their some of their work.
They've been around for a while too,
They've been
almost
around
20
for a
years,
while,
I think so. I think they're from DC, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they're pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard they are. But
Excellent.
excellent.
I still probably won't go to that show. Who knows?
I could give a shit about Machine Head.
April 22nd at the Fillmore in Silver Spring. If anybody's interested in that.
Good man. All right, not it.
You're local to all.
Not it. Oh, Shannon's going first. Shannon,
Like, I don't care. Whatever.
Fine.
would you like to start the process? Of course you would. All right, let's go into our ratings. We got shredding. Yeah. Lawnmower.
I thought we changed yeah to bitchin'.
You know what? Bitchin'. Is that with a pass
Right?
in?
Isn't that what it was? Hold on,
Yeah,
I
I
can
think
look at
so.
my notes.
There you go. We'll call
There
it
it is.
bitchin' for today.
Yep. Shredding,
And
bitchin', lawnmower, meh.
Meh. And dumpster fire. That'll always stay. All right. Lacuna Coil. Let's go with it. 10 albums. I didn't know they had that many.
Was it 10? Because I only listened
Yeah.
to 9.
John. If one of them doesn't make
I
sense.
also only listened to 9. So what is
You
10?
guys. Well,
Wait,
when we get to
I
it, you
went
guys
off
don't
of-
recognize it.
But I guess, yeah, when we get to it, that'll be the thing.
I
When we get
guess
to
I went off of the Wikipedia studio albums.
I did the same.
You got Dark Adrenaline.
Yeah, okay.
From 2011. Burp.
I feel like that's album number 6.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think Trip the Darkness was a good start to the album. I also wrote down Intoxicated, but I have no notes on that. So I'm gonna say good. I liked it.
Okay.
I thought that the Losing My Religion cover was awful.
Oh,
I
thank
It
you.
was absolutely horrendous. I wrote, and I quote, "Terrible. You need Jesus."
I
Wow.
thought it was good for what it was, but
No, but it was not.
I feel like they did something to it other than obviously putting their sound to it. I feel like they either cut out something or switched something
It's kind of
around
interesting
in
when
the arrangement with
these
it.
bands that have these covers. I know everybody wants to make their own sound. It's like sometimes you're like, I'm wondering when they're picking these songs, they're like, well, nobody would expect this song. How about we just cover this song? It'll be cool. It's like,
Yep.
Y-
I give
Yeah,
them
but
credit for
you
going
still,
for.
I think the point, at least in my head, the point of a cover is like, is more a love letter than
Yeah.
like,
Fan. I like the
oh,
super
Yeah.
fan.
right, like, oh man, I love this
Yeah.
song. It's so good. So you want to maintain like the essence and the whatever of
The
it.
credibility
And
of the
just,
song.
yeah,
That's a
but
huge song.
then you're just making it,
Yeah.
your own kind of, right? Like you're
Yeah.
not
It's
completely
cool.
redoing it.
It's one of those things a lot of times when you do covers, it's like you could take the Metallica route where you're doing a cover and nobody knows these songs, right? And they make them their own. They thought they were the originals and they just made them better. Yeah, they made them Metallica. And then you get this, you're like, you took a very iconic 90s song and try to make it your own.
And
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss.
Well, what do you rate the album though? What did you rate it?
6 out of 10.
Okay. What do you think, John? Arbitrary 6?
No, apparently
Okay.
He arbitrary 7. I arbitrary 6.
You are, yeah, that's right.
I gave it a 7.5.
Okay. That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, fair enough.
I
We're
mean,
good people.
they for most of these songs they stayed in their lane with their
I'm glad
sound,
you said that, John. That
with their
is,
sound that
You're
they
not
had,
wrong.
and I feel
yeah.
like sometimes maybe it's me. I don't like Christina Scabbia. Her vocal range is very wide.
Yes.
So sometimes she kind of sounds like Alanis Morissette.
That's what it was. Man, dude, she hit some of these high notes or did away. I was like, that doesn't sound like her. And I'm like, it has to be. There's no credit of a person on this song. It was like, this has to be her. And
And I can only the only term I can think of is, and I know when I say it you'll be like, yes, that's it. But like the Viking yodel thing she does.
yes. And
You
she's
know what I'm talking
Italian.
I know
Yeah.
so it's like that's like in the background and
Yeah.
everything,
See,
but yeah,
for
I
like,
mean
I'm in the range with you guys. I gave it a 7. And actually, funny enough, I started listening to these albums 2 weeks ago. I did have to go back to this one today, like to kind of double check myself because sometimes when you're listening, you think you are. And actually, I did this to 2 albums, and actually, it went from a 6 to a 7 for me today. And actually, it starts with like a 9. I'm like, dude, this is great. This is heavy. Getting into the heaviness, and then all of a sudden
it just
it peters out
yeah,
at the end. It tails off at
yeah.
the end, but the drums are a lot better on this album. No spoilers for the rest, but I think the sound of the drums and the playing ability definitely took a notch up for me, and the guitar playing. They had a
Yeah.
little noodling in there.
Is this
But
the one where he decided that I'm gonna do double kicks, or is that later?
nope. That he did one or two, but he does sometimes do like a 16th notes for like a bar or two, or do a triplet or something like that. And
Yeah.
I feel like, and actually I wrote this, this is the album where you see a little bit of the shift. You're seeing a difference in the band. And it's the middle. This is their middle catalog. And this is where I hate to give away other things, but this, you start seeing a pattern here a little bit. So, but Shannon, where do we put this?
Lawnmower.
Ah, very good. That's exactly what it is. It's a lawnmower. That's a bona fide grade A lawnmower for me.
Yeah. Yep. Throw it on in the background.
Yep.
It's fine.
A lot of it's me driving around. And like, if I turn it up because it's getting really good, I give it extra points when I do that. That's my point range sometimes. I'm like, oh man, you just gained a whole point. All right. Yeah.
Rock on, guys.
Rock on.
Pretty on, Wayne.
I bet you this is the album you guys didn't do.
Probably
Do you
not.
recognize that album?
I do not know. So that's going to be the.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
they re-recorded their second album, Comas?
Homilies?
Comalies.
Comalies. So they re-recorded that album all brand new. They took the album, deconstructed, and recorded it note for note and restructured the songs. See, I'm glad we were talking about this because I'll take this one. This is the one you guys didn't do. Technically, I don't know what you would say it is. It's a studio album, but it's a reissue,
remastered? Re-release?
But they re-recorded every song. There's new stuff in the songs. Like, they took the original game plan of the original one. They took all the songs and they redid them all note for note, guitar wise, but they threw in double bass.
Like
they
a
threw in
20th
growling
reissue thing or something.
Correct. Yeah. There you go. That's one way of putting it. Dude, I'm telling you guys, you need to go listen to this. No joke. I will say this. This is my top 3. Not the old one, this one. This is their latest in 2022. They took their time. They took the songs, redid them. Like I said, I don't want to give anything away, but you notice there's a shift in the change of them playing, right? They take that and threw it into this album. It's a whole new album. No joke. I literally gave this an 8.5.
Wow.
Dude, I'm telling you. And it was like, this is one of those moments where this band took something they did and made it 20 times better. It is so worth going back. But what they did, they packaged it. They have the reconstructed songs. We'll just say it like that. Reconstructed songs.
Then the original.
And on the same package. But they remastered the original one back in the day. They remastered that, but they reconstructed the new ones. It's really good. It's not going in shredding though. It can't be. The only reason is, I'll put it in bitchin', it can't go in shredding because we have to take the original sound, right? We got to take the original album.
Why?
That's part of the original album. That's how I feel about it. Because shredding to me,
if it's a new album that they've like redone,
it's not new though, because they already wrote these songs. You're just taking these old songs and you're updating them to the new sound. That's what they did. So they took their old stuff, this band that they have for the past since Broken Crown era up to now, this sound that they've been doing, they put it in this one. I'll put it in bitchin', but it can't go in shredding. That's how I feel, and I'm sticking to it.
I mean, being that we didn't listen to it, I guess we can't really fight you on it.
I'll go bitching though. It is worth your time to go back. It really is. Is this the best one they did? No, but it's very close. It's very, very close. I knew that's the one, and I was going to send a message to you guys. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it on because I did take time to listen to it. I was like, if anything, I'll take it. So there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
There it is.
You
Hey,
also could have just messaged us to be like, hey, listen to this
listen
album.
to this album.
You know, work.
Yeah.
You know. Hey, I
Oh,
did
sure,
talk to you
blame
guys
work.
today. I don't want to hear it. I did talk to you guys today. I thought about it. I was like, yeah, well, anything. I was like, well, I can at least do it.
I mean, I did have time to listen to it today if it was
Eh.
a thing, but
Eh.
I didn't know it was a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing. So
I don't know.
I was just, watching.
Well, to be honest, this is their latest one. Black Anima. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I would just go with that. Black Anima.
Sounds
All
good
right,
to me.
so technically that is their latest from 2019. They are recording a new one right now.
Yeah,
So-
it comes out next year.
Yeah.
I did listen to at least one of the new songs that's out from the new
I
one.
didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, fucker.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got lost in this one. Because I guess the first track you have, I think this is the one you got like Elsa from Frozen singing about money, and then like
It kind of threw me off though.
it threw me off a little bit, and then like the next song is like Italian demons screaming about swords and angriness and
Swords. Angry
and then
swords.
angry swords, and then I just got lost in it, and I feel like the best song on the album is a bonus track. That Black Dried Up is probably the heaviest song on the album, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I got.
What do we give it? You did speak a lot of words. I appreciate that.
I try, man.
Good man. I like
I give it my arbitrary 6.
Oh, you got an arbitrary 6 now?
Hey, arbitrary 6. Shannon?
I think it's fine. It's not my favorite one by any stretch.
Yeah. Okay.
I also gave it a 6.
Oh, okay.
The opening song, Anna Manera, I was about to quit the album.
Yep.
On that first song. I was like, oh no, can't do this.
We have limits here.
Right. I
should have found the skip button while I was driving. I would have done that.
This might be the first song that I have skipped ever in the history of the show.
Holy shit.
It might be. I can't say for sure. I might have listened to it all the way and just hated myself the entire time.
It is a pretty terrible song.
But I also might have hit the skip button. So it's 50-50.
I feel
they do have that. They still had that like heavy sound, so it redeemed it a bit. And I was like, okay, 6 out of 10.
I gave it a 7. I do appreciate the heaviness they have in it. It does sound better when they do that. I do. They are sticking into their lane because you have moments where they do different types of songs where you're looking at the album, they have the kind of a heavy tempo, and then the crushing groove, then you got the new metal, and then you get this angelic, and it's like having a frosty with fries, sweet and salty. And you're having that emotion.
Which is great, by the way.
I've heard things.
Have you
It's
still
awesome.
not done that?
Yeah, and I still haven't done that. I haven't been to Wendy's.
You have not
I literally
lived a
have
life.
not been to Wendy's since I learned of the whole French fry and frosty thing.
That
It's
should
like
have been the
salted
first
caramel.
thing you did. That
It's like
should have been the
salted
first thing you
caramel
did
ice
when you
cream.
heard of it. It's like, I have to go to Wendy's right now to get a
Yeah.
frosty and some fries.
Okay,
God,
but
no.
remember where I live. For me to get to a Wendy's,
I
it's
know
like
it's like
35
30
minutes.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, I'm not going to drive 35 minutes to try this
daily
thing
problems.
that made for date.
Well, I would say when you come down next week, we should go to Wendy's. But either way, even from Mom and Dad's, it's still 35 minutes to Wendy's, even though it's like 2
Like
miles
4
down the road.
miles.
Yeah.
Grocery's the worst.
Being with this album, I do like how it kind of stays in the heavy zone, which to me, that's up my alley. And his growling is pretty good too. Like, I was really surprised, not only this album, but other ones he's done it. I'm like, oh wow, this dude can really get low and he sounds good. And it's just like, I gave it an arbitrary 7. I really did. That's but John, where does it go on the list? Yeah, that's right.
It's a lawnmower.
It's a lawnmower.
It's a lawnmower.
Now, is it better than Dark Adrenaline?
No.
No, I didn't think so either. Okay. All right. I didn't think so. Side note, this was really hard for me to listen to. Like, this band, it was really hard for me to listen to.
You're not about them?
Like,
I agree. I mean,
it was really hard.
It was hard because I had to take like a couple days in between listening to albums, and not just for. It was just like, yeah, there's just something.
Yeah, I hear you.
I did a lot of shuffling of like all kinds of things, and
you get Comalize.
I'm pretty sure it's Comalies or Comalies.
Nah, it's Comalize.
No.
Yeah, because it's all you're in a coma.
Is that like
yeah, Comalize.
Caramelizing
There's
version?
no N. There's no N in it. It's Comalize. Take 2 words and put it together. That's what it's called.
Who's pronouncing an N?
I don't know. You are. I am not. Comalize.
Comalies.
Tomato.
I got nothing. But anyway,
And we're back. All right.
This is their best album. Fight me.
Really?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Fight me. Yes.
Okay.
This is their best album.
What do you give it? 9?
8.
Okay.
All right.
I forget your
10.
8 is 9s, your 7s are 8s. It's you're scaling.
I'm the only one that has an actual like
It's
these numbers go in this place.
sure. Well, if you really like this album,
it's not a 9. It can't be a 9 because it's not shredding.
That is true.
But it is high bitchin'. And therefore it's an 8. Because high bitchin' is an 8 out of 10. Because I need structure in my life.
Structure. I'll tell you this much. If you really like this album, is this your favorite one from them?
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, this number
you
one.
You would
This is
like
their
the
best album.
one that they redid. I think you would like it better. I gave this album a 5.5. It is horrendous. I'll tell
Do
you.
you listen to music? This is the most cohesive album that they have.
That is your opinion.
And it is the correct one.
I'll
Say
tell you
whatever you
this
want.
much. It is better than their first album, bar none. It has a little bit more energy to it, and I can appreciate that. It has moments that are good in the songs, but they really, really lie on that new metal sound that I could really give two shits about. It's almost to the point where they were just trying to make radio hits left and right. And a lot of their beginning albums, a lot of their like first albums, they were trying to do commercial stuff. They really was. In my eyes, they were trying to do. You can't tell me if you take half their albums to the first albums to the last album, you're talking night and day to them. They almost don't care now than what they did back in the day. That's how I put
I
it.
feel like we didn't listen to the same band.
Maybe it's a different album.
I gave it a 5.5. And this is not the lowest
Your
album.
rating system makes no sense.
Oh man, it makes a whole lot of sense.
Makes no sense.
This is one of those albums I almost start skipping. Like, this is how bad. And when I listen to the remaster retracking, I'm like, this ain't that song. I said, no, it's not. When they reconstructed this album, the one I listen to is so much better than this. Way better. John, Arbitrary 6?
Oh. No, I gave it a 7.5.
Jesus Christ.
Much better.
I'm not sure why, though. I feel like it was...
So, I
like
when he answers.
Heaven's a Lie is probably their big hit off of this album. I wrote down like the song Tightrope and I guess whatever weird effects they were doing in there. And I noticed too throughout, as has become a theme throughout most of the early work, the drummer has that disco, like that 4/4 just disco groove going. He'll change it up. It won't be your typical disco groove. He'll change it up to like do something with like the China and something with the toms, but it's still the same.
It's a lot simpler. Their older stuff is very simple. There's no thrills. They stay in their lane. They don't go out to other lanes like they do now. Not at all. Not at all. You can't.
Words matter. Words matter. You literally are like, they stayed in their lane 5.5. But then you're talking about Black Anima or whatever. What is it called?
They didn't stay in their lane with that.
You literally, John was like, yeah, like they're in their lane doing their thing. You're like, yeah, I agree. Yeah,
no,
7.
There's two lanes. There's 2 lanes. There's the commercial lane that they stayed in for the first 4 to 5. And then the last
stay in their
5,
lane and you like it, or they stay in their lane and you don't like it. You can't have it both ways.
They have 2 lanes. They changed lanes on us. They went southbound 95. Now they're going north. There's a difference. Because
matter.
You can't tell me Coma Lies and Delirium are the same band. It's not. They're 2 different bands. That's why I'm saying. So Coma Lies and In Revere and all these first 4 to 5, they stay in that commercial. I want to get exposure on the radio and MTV. And then when they hit about Dark Adrenaline, they're like, you know what? We really don't care anymore. We're going to do what we want, and we're going to sound different. They didn't start growling until 2010s. Like, they didn't play double bass and solos until 2010. They played no double bass and no solos in the first 4 albums. None.
Yeah, it's fair to say.
Thank you. But your rating is justified. You know why? Because it's your rating. So it's your rating. I don't have to agree to it.
Your ratings make no sense. I just your inconsistency is baffling.
That's why we have that's why we have you here, and that's why this.
Yes, you
this
are a very
show is
important
related.
piece, Shannon. You just proved my point of being a very important piece of this puzzle. You make it sound insane, and I love it.
It's pretty great.
I love it. This is good stuff. This is good. This is good entertainment.
At least for us, anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Ah, come on. You busted my
Yeah,
butt.
number one fan is downstairs, so
Oh, he ain't yelling.
Yeah.
See, he understands. Yeah. Ooh, I got Shallow Light.
That's probably a good thing. He started.
You started
Number
what?
one fan has started to get scared when I yell, so probably a good thing. He is downstairs for that.
What? How many more teeth does he have? He had 4.
6.
Ooh.
4 top, 2 bottom.
Oh, he's not a beaver anymore. He is becoming a full man. Oh boy.
I don't know. I'm not sure what 4 teeth on the top, 2 teeth on the bottom is.
Soon enough, you're gonna have 4 more in the bottom, and he's going to bite, like Pac-Man.
He already bites, and I try to be like, here, I'm gonna like curve my fingers so that it's not being on teeth, and he's like, no, what are you trying to do?
We're
right now?
we're totally gonna have teeth. Yep, I know how that goes.
He knows better.
His older brother too, and Silas was like, oh, this is not funny anymore.
No.
Oh wait, that hurts. Never mind. Let's not do that.
All right. Shallow Life.
Shallow Life.
I gave it a 6, and I notice a lot when I'm listening to their albums, they start really bad and they go up. Like their albums get better and better every time. And it's really nice because I gotta tell you what, listening to their beginning albums, I'm like, man, are we really
difficult?
And I mean, for me, it's their albums always start good and then they just teeter off into nothingness. And you're like, what am I listening to? And everything. But you can tell because Survive and getting into it, it's like, man, it's good. But when you listen to like The Pain and Spellbound, it just peters off into new metal that is garbage.
But they did put a solo in Spellbound?
I was going to get to it. That's where you start noticing, oh, we added a solo. The drums sound a little different. He's playing a little different. Oh, the singing is different. I do appreciate this band because I feel like they understand the last album. How do we make it better? Okay, they like this part. We'll put it in this one. Okay, let's do something a little different. So I gave it a 6. I didn't skip any songs. It's a lawnmower to me. I think it's a lawnmower, to be honest. I think it's not better than Dark Adrenaline and Black Enema. So I think it's a lawnmower. I listened to it all the way through twice. Actually, this is one of those albums I had to listen to twice just to make sure. I was like, did I really give it a 6? I was like, all right, let me listen to it. I was like, yeah, it's a 6.
Yeah.
So
apparently I like Unchained too for some reason.
It's not Van Halen, sorry.
No, it's not. Maybe
then it would be a 9.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I don't know why I liked it. I just wrote it down that I had it, and like I said, that song I like it. It's very poppy. It's got that disco groove.
Survive is a good song. I thought
It
that
really
was a great
is,
song.
He put the double kicks in there, and I was like, holy shit! Wow, this is.
And that's what the band should have been to begin with. You don't need to go heavy with it. It's the sprinkle in effect of it, right? You know, and a solo here and there is. I don't need a solo in every song. Give me something more than just plain vanilla. You know, it's like
is not pick your shredding guitar
Yeah.
solo
I
guy.
need a note chart to understand what you're doing. No, I don't
First
need
off,
that.
I would like to just change that vanilla is like the most lame thing ever because vanilla is a really good flavor. Just
It is.
just throwing that
I,
out there. Like
I
vanilla is a lovely flavor.
it is. It
I don't
is.
appreciate the flack that it gets.
I'm
Don't
plain
appreciate
vanilla
that for
too.
vanilla.
I'm plain cheese and plain vanilla. I hear you. Plain cheese pizza, plain vanilla here. My daughter, on the other hand, give me sprinkles galore and all the marshmallows in the world with chocolate toppings. That's her. With gummy bears and Oreo cookies and cheesecake.
Ugh.
I just want plain vanilla or cheesecake
So
or
she's
cake
like
batter.
basically like dirt is what that one is called.
Yep. Mix it all. Dirt. Yep. And I got to finish it and I hate it, but I do. Damn yogurt. But
Hey,
anyways, what do you what, what do you give it, Joe? What is the number for this?
the number that I gave it apparently is an 8, and I don't know if I was just feeling generous at this time, or if I was like, this is better than the previous 4 albums.
No. No.
But
I'm gonna stop crocheting for this.
I can't believe you are
I'm-
crocheting.
I am putting
as you what did you Demi, what did you give it?
no, that's Freya.
that's yeah.
Demi's
so
on the other
that's
side.
He didn't want to be on camera. He didn't want to see this.
She's
Honestly, it's actually just that I'm too lazy to take the gate down and like
fair
I'm
enough.
keeping them separated so they're not fighting and like hitting the computer while I'm doing this. And by fighting I mean playing. Like they're
Yeah.
you
I got
know.
you. I'm guessing you gave this a 7.5.
Me?
Yes.
she probably gave it like a
Hell no.
5 or something.
Would you give
No, wrong again. 4.
Wow, really?
it? What?
4.
Wow. Why?
This what was this an experimental album? There's no cohesiveness in this. The sound is so light as to be just vomit inducing. Like it's just I'm not a like I no to this. I can't believe you rated this higher than Kamali's. Both of you did.
only
did-
by 0.5.
It
It doesn't matter. You still
have it.
said the album
Eh,
was somehow better than that, and you're wrong. You are just so incorrect.
Is this a lawnmower for you, or is this meh?
This is
This
meh.
is
I would not return to this album.
I hear you.
This is not an album that I'm like, you know what? Let me put it on. Anything for me, anything in lawnmowers, like, yeah, you put it on, fine. I'll listen to it. I don't care.
Sure.
If it's 4 or below, it's like I would really rather not. I'd rather not.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Do not want to return.
You can't make me. No.
Comments go to her.
Now, I mean,
Sounds
now if
slow.
you're like, but you have to, it's so good. It's a 4.
I'm not
so I
saying
might
that it's
maybe think about
What is
possibly
it?
eventually
maybe listening to it again, but
I have a friend. Actually, whose turn is it? It is
I
Shannon's
don't know. I
turn.
think
No, John. John, is it your turn?
I don't know.
Yeah, because when Shannon made the
started.
new. Yeah, you're
what
up.
album number is it?
That's my turn. Sure, we'll do that.
It is Unleashed Memories. Unleashed Memories. So right now we put 5-1 and here number 6. Yep. Unleashed Memories. And as a bonus, I do have a friend that's a big Lacuna Coil fan.
He's probably turning over in
And
his grave right now.
he gave me his top 6 because he didn't listen to Broken Crown and like Delirium. So he has the older stuff and he rated top 6. So I'll give you his list afterwards. But 2001, Distant Unleashed Memories. Sorry, Distant Memories. Like it's fucking dream theater. God damn it.
Yeah, I know. We need to stop it. And I'm the guru.
Sorry. God.
What did I say of this? Unleash Memories. Yeah. Wow, what the fuck did I write down? I don't. Yeah. This is again. They're in their new metal. We're gonna have distortion, but it's not really distortion.
Right.
You
Sure, I know exactly what you're talking about.
know? Right? Like it's like we're heavy, but not really.
Not really.
And I don't know. I think maybe Current Obsession, there was something about that song that I wrote down for, and maybe that was because it was heavier than a couple others. And same with 119. I think those were like the
Yeah.
heavy hitters on the album.
What did you give it for a number?
Apparently, the number I gave it is a 7. I don't know. I've just been rating things.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know.
Arbitrary sevens. That's right.
I guess so. Arbitrary
Arbitrary
sevens.
sevens. Yeah.
Fuck it. That's
Fuck it. That is your rating. Where does it go on the list? Is it a dumpster? No, I'm joking.
it's not a dumpster fire. I mean, it's meh. It's fine. It's fine.
A 7 is a meh.
Dude, you know what?
That's his rating. And 7 is meh.
Y'all's lack of like having this is what these numbers are. It makes me itchy. Like I just.
What
I
do
guess
you give this album?
I go to like production value and cohesiveness and shit like that. That's what I
Their
base it on.
production is always good though. I feel like their later albums got better in production too. They sound
When is
really
that
good.
not the case though?
Their earlier stuff. In
No.
Revere,
In terms of bands in general, though, like when does production not get better as albums go on? I feel like that's generally the trend, in part because just technology gets better.
well, when I don't want to be a music snob, please don't take this the wrong way. But when you play music, you definitely can tell a difference in production because you can tell, okay, are the guitars too much in the mix? Are the bass too much in the mix? Is the vocal overall
Right,
the band, or do you have an equal?
But my question was, when do bands' production get worse as the albums go on? Because I can't think of a band like bands' production
Death Magnetic's
gets
horribly.
better.
Death Magnetic is horribly produced.
Metallica.
Yeah.
It's kind of rare though. You're right, Shannon. You figure years go on, production get better because
It's
you figure
better.
out there are cases that it doesn't. It's rare though. It is rare, and that's why we have to say it because Death Magnetic. He's right. It's Saint Anger.
I like
Saint Anger.
I like and I like Death Magnetic because it is light years better than Saint Anger.
Yes. I mean, they had 8 years to perfect the trash can.
Well, that just comes down to tuning, sir.
That is true. But you're right though. And when you hear Hardwire, you're like, this is good.
This is better. Yeah.
It
and
has
72
happened.
Seasons is produced well.
Oh yeah, that is pretty good. It is good produced. Shannon, that is a good question because it's not all the time. A lot of these bands that we listen to, their production gets better over the years, especially when you go from the 80s into the 90s into the 2000s. That's when you really hear the difference in production. They came in 99. Recording is kind of simplified at that moment with technology. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's more of how fast can we record? Because it used to take 6 months to a year. Now they're doing it in like 2 months.
Yeah.
And mastering it in that time.
Where it's like you're recording for 6-8 months, and then it's another 3 months or something to master it. So yeah, it's
I'm at
always
home
weird.
doing my guitar
Fun.
tracks.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah,
like, okay, it takes 2 weeks in the studio, done.
yeah.
Um, you know, I'm going to keep that in mind when I'm listening to a lot of these bands now of production, because I'll be like, you see this one. I haven't ran across it in a while though. It's always their earlier stuff. You're
Yeah.
like, ugh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, well, what did you give this, Shannon? I didn't even ask you. I'm sorry. Unleash Memories. What did you give it?
4.5.
I gave it a 4. Yeah, it meh. I wrote down meh songs.
Meh. Yeah,
Meh.
I did. I wrote slightly better songwriting, which is probably why I got the 0.5 higher. And then on the song 119, she said, "I'm a loser" a lot, and I was like, I get it. We can move on.
I could not connect to any of these songs. Like I just couldn't like get into any of them. I'm like, all right, this is where you tough it out and you do your job. I'm doing my job. I gotta listen to every song. I got to. I only skipped one song on this whole thing, and it was the one that you guys were talking about earlier, where she sounded like the girl from Frozen. That's the one I skipped.
For the record, though, Idina Menzel is amazing, so I'm not sure why
I could not get
that's
it.
happening right now
Well,
because
I mean, again, Idina Menzel, fantastic voice. Just her voice did not match the weird noise that was happening behind it.
Yeah,
Mm.
could have been used in a different way, right? Could have been used, but you know, we always make mistakes.
Again, it's
Yeah,
not my album, so
no.
I
But you
just
gave it a 7. The arbitrary is 7.
y'all's rating makes no sense.
Mine makes sense. At least I can cover it.
No, yours doesn't make sense either.
Oh boy.
I don't. I guess I was just being generous with my ratings.
You need to stop
Clearly,
being so fucking
I
generous.
know. I need to stop being so generous.
Ooh. Shannon, you get, I think, the very first one.
The Reverie.
The Reverie. Looks like it.
Yes. Stop, damn you. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. The very first one, 1999.
4 out of 10.
Thank you. This is their worst one. I personally, it's their worst one.
Sure. Flip a coin between this and whatever the other one is.
Unleashed
Shallow Life.
Memories. Oh. Oh. Are
whoa.
those your low ones? Is those
Yeah,
the lowest ones?
both of those got 4 out of 10. They're terrible.
Wow. What did you give it, Johnny?
This is the arbitrary 6.
Oh, the arbitrary 6.
Yeah.
The big thing I took away from this album is very bland. Like just
It's
like
fine. It's another one. It's fine. It's a solid debut album.
it sounds like a demo that they were practicing and they need to take these songs and make them into a different songs. That's what I was like. They got songs, they just need to rework them.
I thought
make
that
them better.
so for the song Falling Again, I wrote that the guitar melody is weird. But I did say on the second listen it wasn't so bad.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if that's the one where they like the way my brain said this guitar melody should go, it did not go, and then that was jarring and weird. That might be what that means. I'm not sure what guitar melody is weird, but
This was the album where when I started with this one, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be a hard one. I was like, oof. I listened to the album. I could not. I had to listen to something different. It was like I did my one. I really truly listened to it. I was like, I gotta go to something else. But I gave it a 4 also, and I'm. Is this a dumpster to you guys? Shannon, what
No,
is this to you?
because my ratings matter and mean things. It's meh.
Oh, whatever.
Borderline.
Nah.
It's borderline. It's borderline mad dumpster fire.
I can't put it in the middle. Damn it.
We'll have to figure that one out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on that one. All right, we are down to 3. Where are we at? We're way off. Like we are not the same. We had a couple same ones, and some of them were like, "You're
We're not
just
even in
fucking
the same
dumb.
stratosphere.
You're just dumb. You're just not telling me I'm dumb."
Yeah, I don't know.
This is fun though. Because
This is
I
fun.
feel like the last few ones we've listened to have been like, yeah, no, we agree. This is all the same things.
Shannon, answer this. Can you answer this question for me? Is this one of those bands you listened to in high school? I think you said that to
This
us.
band was very popular in high school.
Okay.
I had heard their songs, but not like listened to them, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Like I knew of them. I had some friends that were like super into them.
I feel
So
bad.
I heard their stuff, but I didn't like
Yeah.
listen to their stuff.
I kind of feel bad for them because they get wrapped up in that new metal sound, which they do. They have the new metal sound, but they do have a distinctive little change to them where they have 2 singers and they're Italian too. They're from Italy. So it gave them a little bit of a uh, disassociate from other new metal bands. But a lot of times, if it wasn't for uh, what's her name, the singer?
Christina.
Christina something or other.
Unfortunately, if it wasn't for her, I don't think this band would be anything. She is the band if you really look at it.
No, she's the one
And
that gets all the like
promotions.
promotion and
And the band was cool with it. It's almost like the No Doubt situation, right? I look at me bringing this reference in this fucking show. The No Doubt situation when they were a band, and then Gwen Stefani kind of broke out. I'm really glad she didn't do that. She has stuck with this band for almost 25 years. Made it. I think the band is a lot better now with listening to. I'm like, okay, and I'm glad to see they get still tours. I think the original band is almost together. One left, and they got a new guitarist or something. The original band is almost stuck together too. So it kind of shows when you have that you really have a tight knit group, right? So that's pretty cool too. But it sucks because they get slept into that new metal, and you're like, oh man, how do you break away from that? You change your sound, right? And I feel like they kind of did that, and kind of brings us to Karma Code, where again, this album to me is them trying to be so commercial. I connected with none of these songs either. I gave it a 5 though. I at least gave it a 5. Like I enjoy the silence. That's a Depeche Mode cover.
I enjoyed that. I thought it was good.
It was good. It was good. It wasn't spectacular or amazing. They did a good job.
They did a good job with it. They didn't butcher it like the REM one.
Yes.
Even though I said it was a good cover, I
Yeah.
don't know what I was drunk or something.
I gave it a 5.
I'm just kidding. I was driving at the time when I was listening to it. So
I'm going to put this in the meh also, but it's a high meh. I can at least say that.
Yeah, I said this one. I am so fucking generous. I gave it an 8. I don't know why.
Brother.
Because
You
I
gave
wrote
it an
down I
8?
wrote down two things. I wrote down two things, and I guess I
Okay.
just liked it again. It just there's the
4 times
progression.
4.
There's
4
the
plus 4.
progression of like it's better than the last 3 albums.
Oh, so you're rating it because you're like, it's better than this, so it's got to be.
It's gotta be higher. Yeah.
I
And
see your
they
rating.
Okay.
Okay.
they went
Okay.
with like, but then they went back to that formula that we talked about, where I think
Yeah.
in the early albums they actually had a song or two that was just all in Italian.
Yeah.
So there was an Italian song on here, then there's a heavy song, then there's the other thing and whatever. And so yeah, they went with they're like, is there a formula developing here? Yes, there is. So yeah, I mean, again, I gave it way too high of a rating, and
Well, you can change it, man. Do you believe it's an 8?
no.
It sounds like you're saying it's a 6 or a 6.5. To
Yeah.
me, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's in the 6
Okay.
for sure.
That's what it sounds like. If you can get some positives from it, it at least goes at 5 and higher, right? In my rating system, that's making Shannon itch like a fiend. She wants another hit. I gave it at least a 5. But Shannon, what did you give it? What is your rating for it? Am
I
I
also
too
gave it a
generous?
5.
Okay, I was like, am I too generous for the 5?
No,
Okay.
no. 5. So
Okay.
5, remember for me, 5 is the starting point. You start at 5. You either go up or you go down. 5 is the average.
Oh,
That's right. That's what 5 is.
I start at 10 and I work my way down.
No.
And I'm
You
like,
start at 5. For me, you start at 5.
yeah,
That's average. That means it is a lawnmower of an album. It is average. You throw it on in the background, it's fine.
Sure.
My big problem with this album is everything sounds the same.
That's a good point.
I had this album on while I'm gonna say while my husband was cooking dinner, because I don't really cook, and I was supervising.
That was a hard thing to say, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, my husband cooks and I supervise him cooking because
Hey, somebody has to
I'm useless.
supervise, right?
I'm useless in the kitchen. It's fine. And he also made that comment. He was like, "Have we heard this song before? Is this on repeat?" I was like, "No, this is a different song. It's the same album, though."
All right.
He's like, "Everything sounds the same." I'm like, yeah, okay.
We need court. We're holding court right now. Listen. All right.
Look, I don't care if you guys are
I'm
like,
all-
"Oh, hey, an average album for me is 8 out of 10." I'm just saying
No.
you have like 8s in the shredding category, and then you have 8s in the meh category. Like, this makes no sense.
No, I
Just
don't-
your numbers should mean something. I'm perfectly okay with arbitrary
Yeah,
systems, though. That's cool. I've done some of those.
It just happens. You're like,
I'm
I
just
wrote a lot
saying,
of points down. It's still 6.
if you're saying something's,
Yeah.
a 7, but it's
Nah.
the dumpster fire, that makes no sense. Make
That's a
your
good
numbers
point.
make sense.
That's why I said a 4. You sure it's not a dumpster fire? It's like it's in that
For me,
range.
For me, a 1 to
3.
2 is a dumpster fire.
Oh, 3, 4, 5s are meh.
3, 4 is meh. 5, 6 is lawnmower.
7, 8.
7, 8 bitchin'.
Look at you.
9, 10 shredding.
Math. Look at this.
Who doesn't enjoy math? Because
I know.
That has nothing to do with math. That's just my type
Yeah.
pain in the ass personality.
All right. So it is John's turn. John.
Was that Black Crown something?
Yes.
Let me see.
Broken Crown Halo.
There you
Oh,
go.
is that what it is?
I had to look it up.
Broken Crown Halo. Yeah, again, this was you can see they're going in another direction.
Okay.
They're trying to be heavier. it starts out aggressive with nothing stands in our way and zombies, and then it just kind of goes back to their little formula.
What did you give it?
I have changed my rating on it 3 times.
What was your first rating?
First rating was a 7,
Okay.
and then it was a 6, and then I just dropped it to a 5.
Holy shit. You just went from bitching
that-
to lawnmower
That de-escalated quickly.
very quickly.
I didn't care for it really. It was like, again, it was right there with you know,
Okay.
the other lawnmower ones where they're fine. It's fine in the background, but there's nothing that's gonna like yes, I have to come back to this and listen to it again.
What did you give this, Shannon?
I gave this a 6 out of 10
Okay.
because I agree that it's nothing is super standouty, with the exception of I also put Nothing Stands in Our Way had some spooky synth vibes. So since they did something a little bit different, it kept my it caught my attention where it's like, oh, that's a little different from what you normally do. Okay. And that bumped it up a touch from a 5 to a 6.
I gave it a 7.5. And I wrote, heavier is always better.
I don't disagree.
When you start going
Look at
heavy,
this.
things get better. And this is where, because you go from Dark Adrenaline, when Dark Adrenaline happens to this album, everything's getting heavier. The guitar and drums, whatever they're doing is a step better. Either the playing ability, the construction of the songs, the guitar solos, you're like, they're starting to be thought out a little bit more than I feel like they wrote a lot of the music before they even wrote lyrics for anything. Like, you sometimes
Really
write the
how it
music.
goes.
Well, sometimes you have lyrics and then they write the music too. I've heard of that happening, but you're right.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, I feel like this is one of those. For me, every album is always getting better, and I feel like they are on the cusp of Mount Everest with this album. They're getting a notch better every time. One of the reasons I think they quit caring about commercial success. I think they quit caring about the MTV, the radio, the all that stuff, and they believe that old stuff we did was version 1 of us. Now we're in version 2. Now we're a different band than what we were. Kind of going, we'll always go back to Metallica, won't we? The first 4 albums to the Black Album is the peak, and then you go load, reload, Garage
Saint
and Core,
Anger.
Saint Anger. You hit an apex, and I feel like they're very close to their apex with this album. I gave it a 7.5. I enjoyed it. I think it was very heavy. This is one of those ones I'm like, yeah, I crank it up a little bit. Like when I heard like Zombies and like Die Rise, and you know what I mean? I'm like, Nothing Stands in Our Way. Those are crushing starting songs, I thought, but I'm guessing this is a lawnmower for you, John?
Yeah.
Lawnmower. What does it beat out? You got Dark Adrenaline, Black
Anima.
Black
Anima,
Anima.
and Dark. What is that? Shadow Life? Shadow Life. Yes.
I would say that, I mean, again, they're all interchangeable to me with their lawnmowerness, but I would say it goes.
I like how you put that.
I would say it goes behind Dark Adrenaline.
Okay. All right. I really agree with that. I can agree with that. Shannon, you get the very last
Delirium.
one. Delirium.
Delirium.
Delirium. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta look at my notes, but another fine album. Um, Still, I think Delirium lacked focus and flow. I do like his screaming vocals. I feel like they're pretty solid. I like putting it in there. Heavier is always better.
We need a shirt that says that. Heavier is better. Patent it.
Heavier is always
Merch.
better.
Merch.
Blood. I wrote down Blood, Tears, and Dust, but I have nothing, so I'm gonna say that I liked that song. I don't know. I have no notes about it. 6 out of 10.
That was a good one. I like that song too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of notes for this one either. That was one of those, like, I need to write my notes down. And what I wrote down was downfall and solos. Because I have, like, because the first four songs were like, they all sounded the same. And then, like, I heard, like, shredding for a second, and I was like, oh, what song is this? I was like, Downfall. I'll have to remember that. That was like a mental note that I took.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I
So
like
you
it.
gave it a 6, Shannon.
I did.
What did you give it, John?
I didn't really give it a rating because I forgot what most of it sounded like, but I do remember that I liked it. I did
7,
like it from the heaviness, so I will give it an
6.5.
arbitrary 7.
Yeah, there you go.
Arbitrary 7.
The time to use the arbitrary 7.
That's
It's
100%
time
like
for my
another. That is
arbitrary
another
7.
merge.
Yeah,
Give it an
arbitrary
arbitrary
7
7 out of 10.
with a hyphen.
We've already got merch going. Look at
That's
us.
right.
Oh, you gotta have gotta have
Yeah.
some variety.
I know this is going to be wild, but this is my favorite album from them. I gave it an 8.
I don't think it's wild because this is also probably my favorite album from them. It's funny to say because I don't remember it.
I think this is their apex. I really think this is their top of their mountain because the next one kind of faltered down a little bit. This is where I thought everything worked for them formula wise, whatever they were doing. I probably could have went at 8.5. I don't know why I just did an 8, but I have to choose my words wisely a lot with this band because the problem is
They're gonna
when
yell at you in the comments.
I need. I was trying to be fair with this band, and I'll be honest. I know why I didn't listen to them when I was younger. Let's just put it like that. I bet you their live shows are great with this newer stuff. I bet you they're really good now, but I bet you back in the day, really probably wasn't good.
I
Nothing against them.
imagine they were on some Ozfests that I didn't see them at.
Yeah.
Like they were probably on a side stage somewhere, and I was like, I'm gonna go watch this other band instead.
Yeah, they're like Chevelle. Like they're in that realm. You know what I mean?
I was into Chevelle for a while too.
I was for like a hot minute. I really was.
Like the Send the Pain Below times, or
like Bleeding Red. Is it Bleeding Red? Yeah.
Seeing Red.
Seeing Red. That's it. So like in that realm, we didn't. What is it, Shannon?
Where does it fit for you?
Is it meh to you?
No, it's a 6 out of 10. So definitely lawnmower. Let's put it. We'll say high lawnmower. I think.
Ooh.
I think I'm gonna double check real quick. Because that one. Yeah, see, all of those got 6 out of 10 for me. So yeah, sure. We'll put that as a high one.
Yeah,
That
that's
one,
good.
that one. Well, right. So, Broken Crown Halo 6 out of 10, Delirium 6 out of 10, Black Anima 6 out of 10, Dark Adrenaline 6 out of 10. So like this,
Arbitrary
Delirium.
lawnmower.
Delirium, sure, high
Delirium.
lawnmower.
Yes.
Why not? So,
Now we play
That's another one right there. High lawnmower.
high lawnmower. That's right. High lawnmower. You're sitting behind a lawnmower. Put his face on it. That'd be funny. Now, my favorite part of the show. Let's play one and done. John, which one of those you want to move? Or are you happy where they're at? That's up to you.
I would, if I were me, I'm gonna move Delirium up one ranking in between those Comalis.
Oh, I didn't even think about doing that. That's a good one. I approve that a lot. Wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah. There you go.
Shannon?
Shallow Life is gonna go down to meh, just below Karma Code, I guess.
You really didn't care for that, huh?
You did not care for that album.
Wow. I am in Revere. Dumpster Fire.
Reverie.
Damn it.
Solid effort.
And Reverie?
Reverie.
Reverie.
What the hell does that mean?
Reverie.
What does that mean?
Uh,
Being revered?
Yeah,
revered?
Oh,
okay. Look, math's my subject. English is not, as you notice.
No
It is
one
not. It is totally not me. All in all, for me, this band 6. I believe the 4. I can say this much: that Coma Lies. You definitely need to listen. If you think Coma Lies is really a bitchin' album, if you listen to the reconstructed of it, that might be your favorite album from them. No joke.
Could be.
You guys should take time and listen to it, because if you really want to, it's heavy like it should be. That's funny. That is our top album. Is that one?
Because it's the best one.
Yes, it is.
There you go.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's 6 out of 10 for me altogether, to be honest.
I'm good with that. What
Yeah.
about your Facebook buddy there? What was his top 6?
Mr. Eric Stanchek. I don't know if you know Eric. You might know him. He came to a couple shows before.
Maybe if I saw him.
He wore glasses and kind of he always came with people. I forgot. Whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
He's a cool dude. If you look him up on Facebook, he's one cool dude. He's really cool. So his number 6 is Shallow Life. Number 5 is In a Revere.
Reverie.
Reverie.
You did that one
4.
on purpose. You did that on purpose.
Number 4 is Dark Adrenaline. Number 3 is Karma Code. Number 2, Unleashed Memories. Number 1, Coma Lies.
Because it's the best one.
Maybe I need to re-listen to that one. Like, when I listen to the reconstructed, I'm like, man, this is really good. When I listen to the Coma Lies, I'm like, I don't know. It's weird. But that's her list.
There it is.
And it's the way it is. What did you give the group, Shannon? 6 out of 10? 7 out of 10?
Overall?
Yeah. 6.
5 out of 10. Average. Okay. It's fine.
It's very average.
Listen to it if you want. Especially, obviously, especially if it's like your kind of music, then
Yeah.
you're probably gonna like it. But
It is our first new metal band that we've done. This is our very first one. So more to come. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens because my favorite part. Brr. Dun,
Now,
dun,
did we
dun.
shuffle?
Go. Tell me when to stop.
That's good.
I was gonna see when he gave up.
I was going. Did you hear me clicking?
I heard it.
More.
Oh
There
yeah.
you go.
It sounds like the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah. All right. Tied. Are we ready? Look
I
at all
mean,
those.
all those bands.
I'm guessing the letter C. That's a broad term.
Yeah, I'd say that's a broad term. We
I
could.
can't name a band. That's 200 something. I can't do that. I can at least name a letter.
Yeah, but imagine how cool it'd be if you were right.
No, we did do Cannibal Corpse. I can't pick them. Carcass. There you go. Carcass.
Collateral
Dude.
damage.
Yeah. Dude, that would be so funny.
The 1-3 song EP that.
Yeah, the 3-song EP.
Europe. Oh.
We are doing Europe.
Oh wow! Let's see what we got with Europe.
I
Oh my goodness.
feel like I'm not in on the joke.
Have you
You know
heard
who-
the song "The Final Countdown"?
Da-da-da.
That's
Yeah.
them.
Who hasn't
Do what?
That's them.
who has
That is
not
them.
heard that song?
Oh yeah, right. That is them.
Apparently, I don't. What is the? Apparently, it has like 600 million listens on Spotify.
Yeah, right. It's crazy. Let's
Let's
see.
Looks like they got a lot of albums.
Do they?
Oh, because why not?
Well, they have there's 3 of one album for the Love of Mike. There's like the regular version, there's the deluxe version, there's the special edition. Good
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
we-
11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 11 for studio albums.
3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, I can only see 8 on here right now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Shannon, you are right.
This is based on Ye Old Wiki.
Yep, that's what I saw too.
Ye old Wikipedia.
They are from Sweden. They are a Sweden band. Dating back from 1979.
You know what? I heard something the other day as I was listening to the Super Hits
Okay.
that the band the Scorpions, right?
Yeah, Scorpions.
They are next year is their 60th anniversary.
They're doing the LA residential whatever thing they did in Las Vegas.
residency. Yeah.
60.
And I was like, there's no way they started in 65. Yep, they sure did.
They sure did. And Rudolph and Michael Schenker.
Yep.
No, Ula, his brother, and him, and yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
They're that
Crazy.
freaking old. They're just as Kiss. They're older than
Oh.
Kiss.
Well, I mean,
You know what I mean? So, what? That is the end of the show, people. I want to thank you guys, whoever showed up, and whoever's going to watch this. John, Shannon.
Yep.
Good job, guys. Welcome
Hey,
back.
thanks.
We are back. Remember, every 2 weeks. We're not doing every week. I don't care if it's one album. It's every 2 weeks. We're not doing every week. It got to be too much. Too much. My brain can't take it. I don't think yours could take it either.
probably not.
It's a lot of music, a lot of music.
It was too much to digest. Like when you go to like Lacuna Coil, that's like 2 albums a day. And it's like
That's
it
right.
could be a little too much. So, but that's the end of the show. Say bye to the internet, people.
Later, internet.
Bye, internet.
Bye, internet.